Hello and welcome to this crochet penguin tutorial. Today I'll be teaching you how to crochet this adorable penguin. Let's get straight into it. So the materials that you are going to need is a 5mm crochet hook, a yarn needle, scissors, safety eyes, I'll be using 12mm, some stuffing, and finally you will need some chunky yarn. I'm using Premier Parfait chunky yarn, and you'll need this in 3 different colors. One for the body, one for the tummy and the color change, which is white, and one for the beak, which is orange. So we're going to start off by making the body, and we're going to start with color A, and this will be the main color for the penguin's body. So first of all, we're going to make a magic ring. So how we're going to do that is we're going to make a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 2, and then our magic ring is this first chain here. So we're going to do all of our single crochets for the first round into this first chain. So for the first round we'll be doing 6 single crochets into the first chain. And then for the second round, we'll be doing 6 increases. So an increase is putting 2 single crochets into 1 stitch. So we'll be doing that 6 times. For round 3, we'll do single crochet increase times by 6, and this will take us to 18 stitches in total. For round 4, we'll do 2 single crochets and an increase times by 6, which will take us up to 24 stitches. So this next round is going to involve color changes to start making the tummy, which is white. So I'd recommend getting your white yarn ready. But what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 single crochets and an increase times by 2 in A, and then we'll do 3 single crochets and an increase in B, which is white, and then we'll go back to 3 single crochets increase times 3 in A. So I'll walk you through it. So 3 single crochets and an increase, and then do that again, 3 single crochets and an increase, but on the second part of the increase we're going to switch to white. So we don't finish off this increase, instead we finish it off with white. So we'll pull the white yarn through to finish it off. And then I'm going to tie the white yarn to the blue yarn. Also, I don't know if you guys saw the post from Premier Parfait Chunky Yarn saying that the quality of their last batch for white and cream yarn was not good, but I got one of those batches. So for the next few months I'm just going to have very poor quality white yarn, which makes it very difficult to tie knots with, but that is okay. So then we are going to do 3 single crochets and an increase with white. And then on the increase, we are going to switch back to blue. And then we're going to do 3 single crochets increase times by 3 with the blue. Then for the next round we are going to do 8 single crochets in A, 9 single crochets in B, and then 13 single crochets in A. Now for the next 3 rounds we're going to repeat the same thing 3 times, and that will be 7 single crochets in A, 11 single crochets in B, and then 12 single crochets in A. So we're going to do that for 3 rounds in a row, so from round 7 to 9 we're just going to repeat that. For the next round, I'm going to walk you through each step as it's a little difficult to say out loud all at once. But we're going to start in blue and we're going to do 3 single crochets. And then we'll do a decrease. And then we'll do 2 single crochets before changing to white. So on that second single crochet there, we'll change to white. And then in white, we're going to do a single crochet. And then we're going to decrease 3 single crochets times by 2. So decrease. And then do 3 single crochets. And then another decrease. And another 3 single crochets. And at the end of that, we'll change to blue. And then we'll do a decrease 3 single crochets times 2 again. So decrease. Three single crochets. And then another decrease. And 3 single crochets. And then a decrease to finish off. So that should have taken us down to 24 stitches. And then for round 11, we'll just do 6 single crochets in A, 9 single crochets in B, and then 9 single crochets in A. The next round is also pretty complicated to say out loud, so I'm just going to work around with you guys. So we're going to start off with 2 single crochets in A, and then a decrease, and then another 2 single crochets, but we're going to switch to white after that. And then in white, we're going to decrease and then do 2 single crochets. Decrease again. And then do 3 single crochets before switching back to blue. And then we're going to do a decrease, a single crochet, another decrease, two single crochets, and a decrease to finish off. Now for the next 2 rounds, we are going to do 5 single crochets in A, 7 single crochets in B, and then 6 single crochets in A. And for the final row, I'm just going to work my way around and say what I'm doing as I'm going. We're going to do a decrease, a single crochets, and another decrease, but we'll switch to B. So after we've done the decrease in A, we switch to B. And then in B, we do decrease, single crochet, a decrease, and another 2 single crochets. And then we'll switch back to blue, which is A, but we'll also cut off white. And we're just going to tie it to blue. And then we'll do decrease single crochet times by 2 to finish off. Once you've done that, you can leave a very small tail. We won't need a tail for sewing on the body. And now we're just going to add some stuffing. And then we're going to put the body aside and move on to the head. Okay, so now that we've completed the body, we're going to move on to the head. So we're going to grab our blue yarn again, and we're going to start by doing 6 single crochets into the magic ring. Then for round 2, we'll do 6 increases. For round 3, we're going to do single crochet increase times 6, which will take us up to 18 stitches. Then for round 4, we'll do 2 single crochets and an increase times by 6. Then for the next round, we'll do 3 single crochets and an increase times by 6, which will take us up to 30 stitches. Then for the next round, we're going to start doing our color changes. So we're going to do 10 single crochets in A, 3 single crochets in B, then 4 single crochets in A, another 3 single crochets in B, and then 10 single crochets in A, and that'll be written at the top of the screen for you to see and follow. For the next round, we're going to do 9 single crochets in A, 5 single crochets in B, 2 single crochets in A, 5 single crochets in B, and then 9 single crochets in A. And then for round 8, we're just going to repeat exactly what we did in the last round again. Now for the next round, we're going to do 9 single crochets in A, 12 single crochets in B, and then another 9 single crochets in A. And we're just going to do that for 2 rounds straight. So from round 9 to 10, we're just going to repeat that. So now for round 12, we're going to do single crochet decrease times 3 in A, single crochet decrease times 4 in B, and then single crochet decrease times 3 in A. So it's basically 10 times single crochet decrease, but we split it up between the colors. Then for the final round, we're going to do 3 single crochets in A, decrease 2 single crochets times 2 in B, and then 3 decreases in A. And then we're going to cut our white yarn off. And we'll just tie it to the blue yarn. So as you can see, this is where the beak will be. We're just going to grab our safety eyes, and they'll go between rounds 9 and 10 on either side of this part where the beak will be. So we're just going to clip these in. And once you've done that, we can leave a tail for sewing. And then we'll pull this through. We'll add some stuffing. And now we have completed the head. That's the end of part 1 for this tutorial. Make sure to go watch part 2 to finish your penguin.